Hi friends, welcome to Sociodemic. Friends, the channel Sociodemic is exclusively dedicated to preparation of UGC NET paper 1. Okay friends, today we are going to discuss some of the important questions on from the important topic types of research, that is qualitative research and quantitative research. Okay friends, first question. Which of the following is a characteristics of qualitative research? Friends, research is broadly divided into qualitative research and quantitative research. And quantitative research. Friends, the difference between qualitative research and quantitative research is in the meaning itself. Quantity means numbers. Quantity means numbers. So this type of research the solely depending on data. Okay, so extraction of data, collection of data, decimation of data, analysis of data. So largely by and large it depends on quantitative research, depends on data, but qualitative research is not depend on data but trying to give the questions to the answers and patterns and phenomena, etc. So, which of the following characteristic of qualitative research? So, uses a large sample size of generalization. For generalization, no, large sample size needs data. Data needs large sample size. So, it is a quantity. Focus on numerical data. Again, numerical data is quantity, and statistical analysis is a quantity. Primarily relies on structured questionnaires. Friends, structured questionnaires come in quantitative, not qualitative. So, in quantitative research demands structured questionnaires. So, answer is emphasizing understanding the human behavior in natural setting. Friends, here there is no need of any data. We have to observe the patterns, we have to observe the qualities of the human behavior. So that itself shows that it is a qualitative research emphasize understanding human behavior in natural settings. Next, conclusive research is primarily used for conclusive research. Friends, here depending on the topic, again there are two types of researches: conclusive research and fundamental research. So fundamental research is nothing but fundamental research is trying to validate what is there in scientific domain, but whereas conclusive research is trying to answer the present questions in the research. So conclusive research primarily used for providing definitive answers for research questions. So generating new ideas, no. Generating new ideas and hypothesis, no. Conducting unstructured interviews is a again quantitative research, but structured interviews is qualitative research. Exploring unknown phenomena. Exploring unknown phenomena is not answer, but providing definitive answer to research questions. That is called conclusive research. Next, Qualitative research is a subjective in nature. Reason, it relies on non-numerical data like interviews, observations to understand human behavior. Friends, we already discussed qualitative research. Qualitative research is in subjective in nature, but quantitative research, that is depends on data is in objective in nature. Objective in nature. So, friends, we are solving multiple choice questions. Okay, these are called objective questions. Objective questions. Whereas question and answers, there is a question, long answer question, short answer question. These are called subjective answers, subjective questions. So here qualitative research is a subjective in nature. So, but whereas in quantitative research it is an objective. Why? There is a definite answer. Here there we are using numbers. So definitive answers. In objective questions there is single answer. MCQs there is only single answer, but is in subjective questions there are multiple answers. Of course, the content is same, but different candidates wrote a different answer. That is called subjective interpretation. Here, the qualitative research, because there is no data here, is in subjective nature. It relies on non-numerical data like interviews and observations to understand human behavior. So answer is both A and R are true, and R is a correct explanation. Why? Because it it relies on non-numerical and like interviews and observation. Non-numerical means subjective in nature, but numerical means objective in nature. That is quantitative research. The qualitative research is in subjective as it focuses on interpretations and it uses non-numerical methods like interviews, which justifies the assertion. Next, a study that aims to determine the cause and effect relationship between two variables is exploratory research. No. What is exploratory research? Exploratory research means till now there is no data available in scientific community or scientific literature. So we are going to find a new topic, new answers. So there we engage in exploratory research, but here they are asking cause and effect relationship. So descriptive research is also a wrong answer, because descriptive research is engaged in totally systematically describe the characteristics of the population, situation or phenomena. It focuses on answering what, who, where and how questions. So that is called, it is trying to answer what, who, where, but it is not trying to answer cause and effect relationship. But in experimental research we are trying to answer what is the cause, what is the effect. Okay. Next, ethnographic research. Friends, ethnographic research is nothing but a study of a culture. For example, there is a tribal population, fishing tribe. Their occupation is fishing. So researcher want to study the habits, what is the process, what is their cultural beliefs. So the researcher involved and mingle with that tribe, and it is nothing but a participatory observation. So researcher, he she or himself involve and mingle with that tribe and study inside and observe the what is the habits of the population, what are the cultural beliefs of the population. So he study whole the thing within the tribe. That is called ethnographic research. Experimental research only studies cause and effect relationship. So, for example, if the dietary habits of people, nowadays people are experiencing diabetic, cancer, all these diseases, friends. So people are diagnosing more cholesterol because of consumption of heavy oil rich foods. Oil rich foods. So because of that, people are getting diagnosed with high amount of cholesterol in their blood. So what is the cause? People are consuming oil rich food. Because of that, they have high amount of cholesterol in their blood. Okay, so what is the cause? Consuming oil rich food. What is the really effect? Cholesterol. So it is the experimental research is engaging establish cause and effect relationship. Okay, friends. Next, assertion reason question. Assertion: exploratory research is often unstructured. It aims to discover reason. It aims to discover new insights rather than test hypotheses. Friends, again, the type of research is depends on how we are conducting research, how we are conducting interviews to extract the data. So there are structured research and unstructured. So in structured research, we may engage in answering, questioning, structured questionnaire. But whereas in exploratory research, we engage in unstructured. Unstructured, structured question depends on data. So unstructured doesn't need data. So here qualitative research and quantitative research comes into picture. So unstructured means qualitative research. It aims to discover new insights rather than test hypothesis. So test hypothesis is what is that? Fundamental research. New hypothesis, new insights is exploratory research. So it aims to discover new insights rather than test hypothesis. New insights. New insights means exploratory. We are exploring new things. So answer is A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. We have to find the relations between A and R, assertion and reasoning. Here we have established the relation. New insights means exploratory. So answer is A. Exploratory research is a flexible and unstructured because it seeks to explore unknown areas rather than confirming existing theories. Confirming existing theories related to fundamental research. Okay, friends? Okay, friends, that's all for the video. We will meet in next video. Thanks for watching.